Queensberry with the clean sweep. Now that's something I didn't see coming, and that's something that I think a lot of boxing fans didn't even believe could happen. To be honest, we've always been, or at least over here, overseas, on the North American side, we felt like Matchroom boxing has always been the premiere of UK boxing. But Frank Warren has something to say about that, man. And shout out to Queensberry, man. They showed up and showed out. That's for sure. As far as the fights go, man, it was a great event. Just a great event. Shout out to Ray Ford and Nick Ball. I thought that was fight of the night, in my opinion. Um, that was one of those fights that were just action packed. Both guys doing what they do best. And though I was rooting for Ray Ford to win, and I thought it was awesome that he came out in that 12th round, looked like he was going to pull it off again with all those shots. But Nick Ball is tough as hell, and his constant pressure is just demoralizing. So shout out to Nick Ball, man, for picking up that win. 115, 113. The score couldn't be any more perfect than that, to be honest. Like that, the fight was that close. The fight was like that, and the judges hit it right on the head, man. The fighters did their thing. Oh man, like there was no loser there. We, the fans, we won. Ray Ford had a good showing. I don't think it's a step back for him. And Nick Ball, he's furthering his. I hope he starts unifying some of these belts at that division there at featherweight. Because he's a guy who he provides that pressure. He's got that exciting style that people like to watch. So that's why I thought him and Ray Ford, they made such a good fight, man, because it was just back and forth. But Ray Ford, I think he took the back half of the fight, but Nick Ball, definitely the pressure and just that constant coming and coming and coming. Like he doesn't stop, man. Like that can get frustrating really quick. And even a guy as skilled as Ray Ford was having troubles with it. And I just think Ray Ford, he's got to move up to 130. I think I read something about him saying he was gonna do that. So I want to see him in that super featherweight with some of those champions there. I think Ray Ford is an extremely good fighter, man. Ray Savage Ford is the goods. And we as boxing fans, we're not about to write him off. Don't I want to see anybody talking shit about Ray Ford, man. He's doing something that most boxers don't do. A lot of the guys that go to Saudi and fight, I respect these guys because they take in the challenge. They know Big Turk Galaxy gonna pay them, but you gonna pay to fight some real fights, man. This ain't gonna be no tune-ups over here. You fighting the real deal. You fighting one of the best. So shout out to both guys, man. Nick Ball, new champion, and Ray Ford, good showing, but he's moving up in weight, and I expect him to win belts at 130 as well. And really, what I wanted to see was if Ray Ford was to win, would he stay at 26 to wait around for the anyway fight? But obviously, as I said, I read a tweet or something like that he said he was moving up to 130. So weight was probably hard for him to make, but we're not going to use that excuse. This is boxing, man. Ray Ford got in there, he made the weight, and he had a good showing. I really love his corner because they never lied to him, bro. Like sometimes there'll be corners that are just lying to their fighters, like, yeah, you win in the fight. They never gave Ray Ford that energy that he was winning the fight. So they made sure he went out there and was trying to win rounds. That was huge, man. Like his corner, shout out to them. They doing a great job. I'm not sure what their names are, but man, y'all did a tremendous job with Ray Ford, man. The last two fights, uh, I've seen his fights before, but I'm now a fan of Ray Ford. Like I bought into I'm on the bandwagon per se. So shout out to Ray Ford, man. Savage Ray Ford. And if you hit me up one day, bro, I gotta interview you, man, because I want to hear your story, my guy. We want to hear it from Ray Ford out his mouth. And as far as Nick Ball, moving up to the big fights, I hope you can get some unification bouts, Nick Ball, man. You deserve it. Like you worked your ass off, man. I ain't gonna sit here and shit on Nick Ball. He has a style that isn't it's not orthodox, man. It's unorthodox. Like it's just outworking. And when you can do that for 12 rounds at that pace, you're in tremendous shape. Like and the stakes are just high. Like it's not like he's fighting just some regular buddy. It's Ray Ford, man. The guy's a champ, so he has to go in there and beat the champ, and he's doing all that, you know, at this pace that's just unbelievable. So I mean, Nick Ball is a workhorse, man, and he wants it and he goes and gets it. And man, I love it. Shout out to Nick Ball, man, Ray Ford for giving us that fight. That was second fight in. You know, the Craig Richards and Willie Hutchinson. I missed that fight. I picked Richards just because of I felt like he was more battle tested. But shout out to Willie Hutchinson. I saw he got the win on points. And they're talking about him fighting some big fights as well too. At 68, I believe he's at. No, 75, sorry, 175. I think Boatia. I just saw that WBO ordered Willie Hutchinson and Boatia. So I mean, that's a great UK matchup again. I'm sure Frank Warren will get that going and headline Willie Hutchinson somewhere. But shout out to them, man. Shout out to the first two fights. I missed the first one, but shout out to Ray Ford. And then after that, we had Hamza versus Emma Williams. That fight went exactly how I thought it was gonna go, man. And look, people are like, "What do you mean, man? You thought Hamza was gonna stop him?" Yeah, I did, man. Oh shoot, I did think Hamza was gonna stop him because just the size difference, man. The size difference that brings to the table Amma Williams. I think like he's too small for that division. And I'm not throwing shots, I'm not throwing shade at nobody like at all, man. I just think he's a little too small for that division. That's it. Shit, my cord here is all messed up. Sorry, y'all. Stay with me. But yeah, I just thought that to be honest, Hamza was too big, 6'3". Um, the guy rehydrated like he was huge, man. And then Amma Williams, I think he's 6 foot, so he's not a small guy. But I mean, in the statue wise, I think Amma Williams is more suited for 54, to be honest. And he may not be able to make 54. That's why he's fighting where he's fighting at. But yeah, man. I just think that he is one of those guys that need to fight at 54. But Amon Williams had a great fight, man. He did what I thought he was gonna do. Like he sold out. And that's not uh that's not a shot to anybody. That's not a shot to him, not anybody, because I realized he had to do that in order to try to hurt Hamza. And once Shiraz saw that, he was staying patient the whole fight. He didn't rush nothing. He didn't go outside his comfort zone. He knew that ammo had to come to him to hurt him. So he was just waiting for his opportunity. And when that came, ammo started taking some chances. Obviously, when you take chances, you start to open yourself up. And those shots were landing flush, man. He was accurate as hell. Hamza was accurate. And that's another thing too. Like you can land shots, but when you landing them on the button and the right spots, man, it don't take long for your opponent to get out of there. So shout out to both those guys too for getting in the ring. I think they're both rated in the top 10 middleweights. So I mean, you got two top 10 middleweights. Basically, this guy who wins, Hamza, he's probably gonna get a title shot. If not, he's gonna get some big fight again. But these guys laid it out on the line. Amma Williams, just straight heart, man. Anybody that's like I saw people like I was in the TBV live chat with Ness and Danny, and I saw people saying that they don't want to watch Ammo fight no more. And I'm like, bro, like this is what he had to do to win the fight was to hurt Hamza. Like this is the only way I saw him winning the fight. I didn't think he was gonna outbox him. So he did exactly what he had to try to do, which was try to hurt dude. And he had to open up and he had to let himself, be hit. But nah, man, he had a good camp. He did his thing. Emma Williams, I know he'll be back. Eddie Hearn will probably put him in there with a good fight, and then two more, and then he'll be back in the conversation for a title fight. He is a good fighter, man. He just ran into Shiraz, who's up and up right now, and he's He's a 6'3" guy, man. Like he's got a lot of range for that class. So I mean, he just ran into a bad matchup in my opinion. It just looked bad for me. But no slight to Ammo, man. He'll be back. He'll be okay, y'all. This is fine in boxing. Guys can take losses. We gotta get used to that. When guys take chances, they're not always gonna win. They're gonna lose. Somebody gotta lose. And like both these guys had a O. So man, they laid it out on the line. Same with Ray Ford and Nick Boss. They ain't both guys had O's. And this is what this event was all about for me as a boxing fan. It's just watching great fighters, great matchups against each other. And I hope Big Turk, you keep bringing it to us, man. Like that was really, really good on the weekend, man. Like all them fights was great, you know. Even that Dimitri Bivol. Like I like seeing Bivol. I didn't pick him to get the stoppage as we move on to that fight now. But he got the stoppage, and Bivol looked very active, man. He looked like he was mad, like he was taking the whole frustration from the Better Beef thing out on that dude. And he got the stoppage. I think that's his first stoppage in like 9 fights, somebody was saying, or if I read correctly. So Dimitri Bivol back in the KO column. I didn't expect that from him. I thought that was gonna be a decision win. But Dimitri Bivol is getting ready for now Better Beef, third fight in October 12th. Part of the Rida season. Riyadh season. Better Beef, Dimitri Bivol for undisputed at 175. A long awaited fight that we've all been waiting for is finally coming to light, man. I just hope Better Beef can make it through another camp injury free. Dimitri looked well, he looked sharp, and that might play a role in their fight. I always thought Better Beef would beat Dimitri Bivol, but inactivity kills in this game, man. And Bivol, he was in the ring this weekend, and Better Beef wasn't. That's gonna play a part in their fight in October. I promise y'all. I promise y'all. So after that fight, we move on up to the next fight. Y'all just hang with me. I'm not sure what's going on with my camera. I just got this camera, so I'm gonna try to, when I'm done here, the next video, I'm definitely gonna try to play with it so I can figure it out. I'm not sure why it keeps going in and out, but we'll figure it out. Don't worry. Must be the USB port that I'm using, but we'll figure it out. So the next fight after that, Dimitri Bivol and what's his name? Malad Zad. Anyways, we had the Daniel Dubois and Philip Herkovich fight. Daniel Dubois all week, pretty quiet with Herkovich, not really saying too much, and you know, man, Philip Herkovich, to me, I don't know if I sound like a hater. He just never been battle tested. Like I thought he lost to Zhang. Like I don't know how he beat Zhang, but judges saw it for him, and I feel like he's riding on that win so high. Like, and he never really fought anybody after that, like Philip Herkovich. So the competition level in this fight for me was favoring Dubois. Dubois had a good showing against Usyk. As much as you guys want to say he quit at the end, he did hurt Usyk. That was a questionable body shot. That wasn't called a body shot. It was called a low blow. But Daniel Dubois did what I thought he was gonna do. If the fight was gonna get tough and rough, he was gonna win. He was gonna go through the fire because Herkovich has never been through the fire. Not like Dubois. Dubois, especially in his last fight against Gerald Miller, man, he bit down and won that fight. And I didn't think personally Herkovich got that in him. So that's why I picked Daniel Dubois in my slot to win the fight. Uh, he did. He won the fight, Daniel Dubois. And basically, it's gonna be interesting to see what Dubois does here, man. Because I don't know. I never thought he was gonna be back in the mix like this. To be honest, Daniel Dubois, he's had a tough ride, and he's won some good fights. And he had a way up, but like he was never really dubbed as like a guy who's could face AJ and beat AJ. And now that AJ's had a good showing in his last 2, 3 fights, and Daniel Dubois, now he got some momentum with his last 2 fights. Why not make a UK clash if you can't get Fury and AJ in there? Get Dubois and AJ in an all UK clash. Why not? I don't know. Sounds good to me. But this is one of those times, man, in boxing where like we gotta just reward the guy who's been working. Daniel Dubois deserves a shot, man. No matter which way you want to look at it, cut it, he deserves his shot at AJ and a title. That'll be coming soon. And then we had the main event: Zilly Zhang versus Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder. And man, this fight literally went the way I think a lot of people picked Zhang to win. So Wilder was the underdog. It wasn't like people were like, man, Wilder gonna win. He got the one shot. Yeah, he got the one shot, but he's a shot fighter, man. Wilder's doesn't he's afraid to pull the trigger. And that's the worst in a power puncher. Like that's the worst thing. That's his only weapon. And Deontay Wilder has accomplished so many great things in boxing. And I hate when people say he's a bomb because he's defended his belt 10 times, won a championship belt. That's just a feat in its own. Won an Olympic bronze medal. Like, do you know how hard it is to win an Olympic medal in boxing? And you guys are saying he's not a good boxer. Man, your favorite heavyweight probably never won an Olympic medal. So like just stop. So like this guy, he's done a lot, man. So shout out to Deontay Wilder. I personally think he can hang it up, man, and just tip his hat. He's done a lot for boxing, especially the American heavyweight scene. He brought it back all by himself, and he had a good run. But Deontay, I don't want to see you get in that ring again, man. I watched my favorite guys get smashed out the ring. I watched Roy Jones stay in there too long. I watched B Hop get punched out the ring by Joe Smith. Stayed in there too long. You don't want to join these guys, man. You got your money. Life is good. You set out and accomplished something and you did it. Just ride off, my guy. You ain't got to take these hits no more. It ain't even worth it. Especially if you can't pull the trigger. Like, it's not worth it. So, Zhang, obviously, he's been searching down a title fight. He's been searching for his opportunity. And Wilder was in the way. He just had to take Wilder out of the way. And that's what he had to do. So, shout out to Zhang. He just slipped that right hand out onto the outside, and he just he stayed right in the pocket, which was good because Wilder was coming in, leaning in with that right, and he just stepped on out and clipped him with the hook, and Wilder didn't even see that hook coming, man. He did his own little spinneroonie thing, and that was it, man. And Sang did what he was supposed to do. He banged on Wilder's head, man. But we don't want to see that again, man. I just don't know. Uh, Maybe I'm still a prisoner of the moment, but I just don't want to see Wilder in there doing that again, man. Maybe another fight somewhere else on PBC. Maybe he gets a tune up. I don't know, man. I just feel like the guy's done enough in the game that he doesn't need to be taking these shots no more. And he can go on and retire, man. He had a great career. Let me know what y'all think about the 5-on-5 and how it went. Thought it was a great event. I would love to see the rumored one of the USA versus Mexico or USA versus the UK. I think those are great events. I think what Big Turkey Al Sheik is doing is just amazing for boxing, and maybe he's the guy that puts up the big events, and the other promoters do the lead up for these fighters to get them ready for the big event. So they can make more money, get more popularity, and basically be exposed to bigger crowds because these events are just huge mega fights. You're gonna get tested when you come here, and you're gonna get pushed, man. And your O might go, but as long as you go out and you give it your all, man, I don't think that the fans should care about you having one loss, especially if it's you just lost to a better man that night. There's nothing wrong with that. So shout out to Queensberry for clean sweeping 10-0 Matchroom. I did not predict that at all. I had Ray Ford winning on my card as well as Craig Richards, but 10-0, no, I didn't see that, man. So Frank Warren's laughing straight to the bank, as he should. And Eddie Hearn's got to go back and reevaluate, and he got to talk to his guys, man. Figure it out, yo. But shout out to everybody. Shout out to the community. Please subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna try to get some more interviews, some more content, just a little bit more of other things. I'd like to go live some more, but I'm slowly building the channel. Y'all stay with me. It's gonna be a good one. We definitely got some big fights coming up, big events coming up in boxing. So let's continue to support our sport by buying the fights, please. I understand it's a niche sport, man. We the only ones doing this craziness where you have to see a fight. But shout out to everybody, man. Hope everybody's having a good day. Enjoy your day. Kiss your loved ones, man. Get up. God put you up, man. Go get them goals. But I'm out. Peace.